Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back again with another Power Book 4 Force Season 3 Theory and Prediction video. This video right here, this theory right here, we're going in the direction that no other power theory maker, no other power content creator goes in. As where I go in and I delve deep into the mental psyche of every character and understand what makes them tick for real. The things that are underneath the surface. Because they might go above the surface, but they don't go underneath the surface like your man does, right? The topic of today's theory is proof that Tommy had major jealousy of Kate's relationship with Dmac in season 2, okay? We will also see Tommy address this in season 2 when he reconciles with JP, he gets closer to Dmac, and when he reconciles with Kate Egan, okay? We seen Kate Egan go on an apology tour last season. We're going to see Tommy have a smaller but equally effective apology tour with all the people in his family as well, okay? And the proof that I have, I will explain to you a very particular scene that I seen in episode 1 of Power Book 4 Force Season 2, okay? Without further ado, first of all, this video is going to be a banger, so go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. Now, here's the proof that Tommy had major jealousy of Kate's relationship with Dmac in season 2, and it goes very deep, right? And he's gonna confront this monster, he's gonna conquer this monster, and it's gonna make him a better person, right? And he will get to do this before JP dies, right? Bringing it full circle, okay? So, when you go to episode 1 of Power Book 4 Force Season 2, early on in the episode, you got Tommy, you got JP. JP and Tommy, they standing in the kitchen, right? Tommy and JP, they talking about Liliana. JP's like, yo, so you know what's going on with Liliana, blah, blah, blah. Tommy's like, I'm figuring it out. And when I do, they gonna die, right? I'm gonna cancel Christmas on their bitch asses, right? Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell, right? Now, in the middle of that, both JP and Tommy, they looking at Kate Egan, right? Clean, being a very good grandmother to Dmac, right? JP would be mad by me addressing him as Dmac. He'd be like, his name is Darnell, right? But anyways, Tommy and JP, they watching Dmac. JP says she's really good with him. Tommy, like a hater and a little boy, says, I wish she was that good with me when I was growing up, right? Now that's minor, but let me tell y'all where the real jealousy within Tommy comes in, right? This ugly monster that is Tommy's jealousy, right? He then walks into the dining area. He steps up to Kate. He talking to Kate. First thing he does is pull out a bunch of cocaine and offers it, cocaine or heroin, whatever, and offers it to Kate. Kate is like, yo, I ain't using that stuff. Right? Tommy is like, what? What do you mean? Take these drugs. Here's Tommy, right? Visually seeing his mother try to be clean, try to make up for what she did wrong with him and his brother. She trying to make up for what she did wrong with him and his brother. And what does he do? Put drugs in her face that she rejects. But we know by the end of the season, she relapses. Why would Tommy do that? That's hate. That is sabotage. That is the little boy in Tommy's head that hasn't forgiven his mom. That's him being jealous that she's trying to be a better person. And that's him trying to sabotage that. That's like he's jealous that JP and Dmac don't have to see the same Kate Egan that he had to see. Right? That is hate. Major, major hate. And if you go back to that scene in that episode, you'll definitely see it the way that I see it. Right? This is deep, like psychological shit, right? This is Tommy being afraid to see change. This is Tommy still being that hurt little boy, right? And that's why I can't wait till we get Power Origins, because we're going to get to see how severely traumatized Tommy was, how severely hurt Tommy was growing up, right? Waking up sometimes and there's no food in the house, right? Going out, finding his mother in the strip club, possibly busting in on her, getting freaky with men, saving her from getting beat on by other men, right? Of course, at some point, he's going to catch a body for a man putting his hands on her. But this, when we see Tommy in present time in Chicago dealing with all of that, you got to understand that is hate. And Tommy's going to have to address that part of himself before season 3 is over, right? Because he can't just continue to be that person. His character has to progress from that, right? And when we get into that psyche of what I'm explaining when it comes to him, we got to understand this too, right? This is partly why he sent Dmac away, right? You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You get to, in your mind, protect your nephew who got shot before, and you want to keep him safe, right? You get to satisfy his father because y'all don't necessarily have to worry about Dmac's well-being. But also, the little boy in him, the little bitch in him, right? He gets to see Dmac leave. The person who emotionally he feel like is taking his place within his mother's heart. And he's jealous because that person gets to see a better version of Kate Egan than him, right? Right? And it's also, and then when you question why he would allow Kate, right, to think that he killed Dmac, right? It's because one, he knew it would lead her to relapse. And Tommy's a bitch ass nigga for that, right? We could all agree to that. And also, he wanted Kate to hurt because of the way that she raised him. He has like this definite Oedipus complex. And if you don't know what the Oedipus complex is, it's when you have love for your abuser, right? Even though you hate your abuser at the same time for abusing you, right? Tommy has the Oedipus complex, right? Right? Tommy still hasn't fully forgiven his mother. That's why he was going to let her die on JP's floor. And I want to wrap this video by saying, we all know how it is, right? I see it too with my own mother when it comes to the 3 grandchildren that I've given her, right? We all know how it is. Your mother, she was hard on you, right? When you was growing up. She was younger. She didn't have it all figured out. She didn't have all the wisdom, right? These are the things that we don't think about when we harbor resentment for our parents, right? She grew up. By the time we have our grandkids, by the time they become grandparents, they're excited about it. They're ecstatic. And they want to make up for all the bad or all the mistakes that they made with us, with our grandkids, right? They used to go upside our heads. I remember my mother used to slap me by mistake. She would apologize for it. She would say what parents say, hey, this hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you. And when we're young, we don't understand until we start having kids, and we gotta discipline them too, right? But we know that they'll probably never physically discipline their grandkids. The grandkids get away with a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't get away with. They're kinder, right? They're more pleasant more often around their grandkids than us, right? I joke about it being because at the end of the day, the grandkids gotta go home. They don't gotta deal with them every day if they don't want to, but we know how that is. And I plan on being that same way with my own grandkids, right? But this is partly what Tommy is dealing with, but because he was scarred so much to an extreme level by Kate Egan, he couldn't help but be a hater. He couldn't help but be about to watch his mother die. Like, he'd rather see his mother die, right, than be a better mom from gaining experience to JP, and a better grandmother. And a better mom in a way to Dmac, right? But y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God gifted. That's touch by ink. That's on the dome, nigga.